Hello everybody and welcome back to our Forever World. Now behind me you'll see some stuff has definitely been going on. I have been terraforming a lot. I've been working on getting the slope down to here because there's a lot of underwater caves. You can see this here and this bit here where it was a lot of underwater caves that I've been slowly fixing. I've still got to finish this part over here. And I've still got to open this up so the river actually continues. I've been terraforming a little bit of that area. You can see where I've built up the area over here. But this is not the main focus for today. Today, we are doing something that I've been talking about doing for a while. Now, I am between basically two bases. I am between here and the village. So, I've actually been working on the village because I don't like how this house looks personally. I love the porch aspect here, but I don't like how the house itself looks. So, I've been debating, and I think I'm just going to take this house down. Now, I already have some plans set up to make it much smaller over here. I have this area cleared down. You'll notice there's no hardly any trees over here. I have plans for a small walkway coming down this way and then curving back down to the house down there, having maybe a field over here, having a barn down there with all my animals, and then slowly expanding up this way, putting in like a few houses around this to house like maybe a super smelter and a few other farms in this general vicinity. But I think today we are going to work on tearing this down and building that little area up. So essentially I'm downsizing. But before we get started on that, I also need to fill you guys in on one other thing I've done in between episodes. Now, if you'll remember, we finished up this area in the last episode. Since then, I've come back from vacation and I've kind of been working around in all my areas. You'll notice I have some stuff out here now. That's because I moved everything that was up inside of there into this. Instead of having my storage area all the way down there, I'm going to refurbish that place into being just a decorative area. And then fencing the entire thing and then letting the villagers kind of run rampant in that entire building. Just because it's going to be easier. But I basically repositioned everything to be in here. My bone meal farm is in here, just kind of hidden away. My stone cutter is, of course, out here. My anvil is now here. This is the bed I typically sleep in, but it's meant to be like a bench for seating. My maps are now up here. I've also fully discovered them. So now they are full complete maps. I plan on actually making this into a full 3x3 map and actually having this be this corner of it because I want to explore further this way to include my actual starter house in it. But this is going to be actually just the straight middle of it. And then this, of course, is the bigger map that has a little bit of my current starter house in it that I'm going to be changing today. But also, down the stairs, this is also my new storage area for the village area. Everything that was in that storage area, including my furnaces and everything else like that, has been moved in here. I even have a little bit of extra storage back in here if I end up needing it. But for the most part, everything's down here. I think I still have some... I have a lot of room to grow in this. Yeah, I have an empty box here. But everything's in here. So if I end up needing it, I don't have to walk as far to run and grab it from the village. I also thought about bringing Dagger over here, but right now I'm working on breeding Dagger and the other horses up to try and get a very good horse. But that hasn't happened yet, so we're just leaving it be. But like I said, today we are taking this house down. I went too big on the starter house, I'll be completely honest. This was meant to be a starter area. And the village area that was over here was meant to be a tiny farming village, so I didn't need to go as big as I did. I'm still going to bring in the roof shape that I have. I'm still going to bring in... It's still going to end up being 2-story, but the second story is going to be in the roof. So it's going to be a tiny little building instead. The interior cell is probably going to be about as big as this hallway right here. So it's probably going to be about the size for the interior cell. I'm also going with a more three-dimensional thing to make it look a bit different from the village and give it a bit of a different design out here. That's a whole thing. Okay, that was a lot of talking. I've actually done a lot. I spent like 6 hours grinding away in Minecraft yesterday after I got back from my trip because I was very sunburnt. Couldn't really move all that much, so I was working in Minecraft just digging away and doing very mind-numbing tasks. But we are here, we are ready. Today I plan on getting the starter house in, this tore down, getting my fields put in, and once I get done with that, we'll see what else we're going to do, because that is guaranteed going to get done today. We are getting out of this house and moving into that one. This one's probably going to end up having a basement, much like my toll house over there. It's probably going to have a basement to have the storage, so the above house can actually look pretty decent. But I think my first start is going to be, first of all, making some more tools. But my first goal is to get the roofing off of this. I want to get the roofing and the second story completely off the building. Like, just take it all off. And then I'll work out of the bottom floor, much like how I did whenever I first started the series. I was working out of this bottom floor originally anyway. I'm going to work out of the bottom floor until I can get that house set up, because I want to actually recycle some of these materials to build that house. Hold on. We're going to sleep while I'm waiting on this. But this allows me to waste less resources. I also have a different wood design I want to go with. I want to keep some dark oak in the design, but I think we're going to go for a more, I'm still going to have the foundation be stone, like this. It's not going to be stone brick. I think it's going to be cobblestone instead, but it's going to relate back to the villages. So it's going to be a little bit of cobblestone for the flooring, and then it's going to go into oak wood, and then cobblestone and dark oak for the curved roof on the building, and then the basement's going to be like deep slate. So we're definitely going to be able to recycle a lot of these materials. Also, do I have any scaffolding here? Do I have the ability to make scaffolding here? That's a whole different question. Well, I would have the ability to make it, but I don't think I have any here. Oh, I have 30. Nice. Okay. That means I can get to the roof really easy. This is also going to help slightly because I plan on there being like some big ceremonial building up there. So this kind of cuts the big issue of some of the buildings around here being a bit too big for all of that. Meaning it's going to make whatever I build up there look small. And I really don't want that to be the case. I want that to look like some ancient temple. Or maybe an ancient ruin. I don't know. I may go ruin. Either way, the thing up there is going to be massive. So I can't... Well, massive in the sake that I am in iron gear and I probably shouldn't be doing something that large. But I'm gonna do it anyway. So that cuts me back down to this. Now, we are going to start on the smaller house over here. Now, I wanted it completely on the ground. This is going to be walls, so inner layer of this is actually going to be interior space. Okay. There is the flooring piece. Now, since these are going to be walls, I kind of want a staircase to be somewhere going to a storage area. I just slept. It better not be coming night again. Where's the sun? Okay, it's just behind a cloud. That's all it is. Now, I know for a fact that somewhere underneath all of this is like a water cave. Yep, there it is. Okay. Because I terraformed all of this, so I know there is a water cave down here that I'm going to have to drain a little bit of. Okay, looks freaking awful right now, but this was just me getting it hollowed out and then drained. This is this story, so this is going to actually be filled in one more with a block I can make stairs and slabs out of. And then I'm probably going to decorate this wall somewhat, probably have some barrels along the back of this for, you know, the iron, redstone, things of that nature. That's probably where those barrels are going to go. And then starting from this back wall, there's probably going to be a 3-block gap just for a walkway, and then chests are going to line most of the walls. So that's how that's going to be laid out. But now we have a foundation in place for where the building itself is going to go. Now, I'm going to quickly grab some blocks to make this look a bit better. I think I'm going to go with stone brick down below, at least for the walls. And then maybe do some beams and stuff for the roofing. Okay, and there we go. Very basement coated. Now, this is not how the lighting's going to work later on. Just for right now, I have torches put down here because it gets rather dark. Eventually, there are going to be chests and stuff, so there's going to be, like, beams. So 1, 2, 3, so there's going to be a beam here, and then 1, 2, 3, there's going to be a beam there. And then right across from them, there's going to be one there. So this is going to be 6 sets, or 3 sets of chests, and they're each going to be 9. So I'm going to take these out and replace them with like stair and slab variants of the same items. Just so I can keep the same texturing I have on the roof. It's just going to change slightly. Okay. First layer is in. Now this is going to change slightly because I still got to get the roofing on. So some of these leaves are probably going to disappear. I just wanted to throw some in because it looked kind of bare without them. I'm going to be slowly taking down this building anyway, so I took the leaves that were on some portions of this building and moved it over there. Okay, and there we go. The building itself is done. That includes even the little window accessories. Up here is completely closed in. I don't know what I'm going to do up here. I don't even know if I'm going to keep this or I'm going to change it into a ladder or whatnot. But it's currently scaffolding until I figure out what I actually want, how I actually want to get up there. And then of course this area down here. But that means that building is done. I had to go overnight in order to finish up a chunk of it, because it became night right when I was starting on the roof. Like I had just figured out the roof line and I was, you know, going through doing the roof line and stuff like that. Then it became night, and it's frustrating to me because when I'm in a normal survival, I don't like moving my bed. I don't like sleeping in random beds because I'll pick them back up and then I'll be stuck at spawn and it's a whole thing. I don't want to deal with that. So I have to get up, go all the way back over here, go to sleep, then come back, and it's a whole fight. So I just worked through the night to get it done, regardless of the creatures that were trying to eat me. It is now done. Which means now I've got to figure out what to do with my animals. Freaking Enderman. I need to clear out my inventory. I need to figure out what exactly I want to do with my animals. I think I'm going to take the sheep and pigs. I'm going to separate them and put them in pens out over here somewhere. Just so I can start taking down the house. Okay, you'll have to ignore the rain coming down through there as we are slowly moving out, but you can notice our entire storage room is gone. It has now been all officially moved over to that other house. I quickly want to grab this and move my bed over there. food is going to be the last thing I move over there because it's a whole complicated thing. Okay, and there we go. A little bit of a retaining wall. This is where the kitchen is going to sit. And now this is kind of blocked off. And I can put like an armor stand or something along this wall. And then, just like in the old house, upstairs is going to be where my enchanting table is. And there we go. A little bit of a kitchen set here. Now this house is a lot more decorated than my old one was. I plan on putting a lectern here with an actual like book on it. But for right now, that's how that's sitting. I need to go grab the food chest and go ahead and sort everything that's in that box into the new house. Okay, all the ground-based stuff is done. This is going to slowly decay to be back to normal dirt. It's just going to take some time. I'm going to go quickly dump all this excess stuff out of my inventory, grab my silk touch pick, and then I'm going to start going at all of that. There we go, and with those stairs gone, that is the last of the old house. Now we are officially moved in over there. It looks and feels 10 times better to be in something a lot smaller. I'll be honest. Now this area is cleared for me to start our little farming town. Okay. Still need a wheat field, but that's kind of the house decorated a little bit. Of course, I have the fire logs that were out here to begin with, but then again, I have this well. I don't know if I showed off that I had this. I probably ran back towards the house while I was talking and you saw it. But I do have a little well out the front. I plan on having some sort of little seating area maybe out here. I haven't solidified what I want out here, which is the reason there's nothing out here just yet. I was thinking maybe a small flower farm or a seating area, campfire area. There's a few different ideas I kind of want to throw around and see what sticks out here. And then of course we have the house that you guys saw earlier. And then out the back, we now have a few farms. We have beetroot, we have potatoes, and then we have sweet berries back there along the back, as well as abilities for us to get up here to them. Kind of want to do a little bit of this. So it shows that we can, in fact, get back here. And then this is probably going to go up into a few different fields. I may end up putting one of the animals down here, maybe a chicken coop down here. But I need to clear a bit of the space before I do that. This birch tree is definitely not going anywhere. I'm definitely keeping this. It just looks really good right here, and that big oak tree isn't going anywhere. And then, of course, I have the staircase going down. I think I'm going to make a massive wheat field on this side. Just because it's a dip in the valley, there's nothing really else I could put right here that's going to make a lot of sense. So I think I'm going to put a giant wheat field here. And then probably do like a small flower field right here. Just cover it with leaves. Actually, I could probably go ahead and do that. Do I have leaves in my inventory? I do. So I need to go find a too tall flower that I want to put right there. Okay, then a small rose patch. I also tried to make rooted dirt, but we can't make rooted dirt. You have to find it in the world. It's all kinds of complicated. I didn't want to go through and go walking all the way back to my taiga, which is like 1,000 blocks that way. I didn't want to go walking all the way to my taiga, re-find the lush cave that I had found over there, and then go for all the rooted dirt and stuff. I didn't want to go through all that, so I just made some coarse dirt. Granted, that uses all the gravel I had left. I think I have one piece. Yeah, I have one piece left. But it made this cute little flower patch over here. But that is the new starter house. I'm definitely going to take this down. This has got to come down. But that is going to be all for today. I have completely redone my starter house to be the way I actually wanted it to be. Small, compact, and actually fully decorated. So we have done that, and we have taken down the entire old house, which actually took me a few days in game. I've actually been recording for, let's see, almost 4 hours just to do that. Not to mention the 6 hours of work I put in yesterday. So needless to say, I need a little bit of a break from this world for just a second. But with all that said and done, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!